What's up, Regina? You are watching the first ever episode of the Inside Regina Project, and we are your hosts. My name is Sam, and this is Kelsey, and we are here every week to bring you the inside look at the people who make Regina go around. And today we are extremely excited to have Wyatt Heiberg as our first guest.
You should be.
Wyatt is an entrepreneur. He quit business school and left his really well-paying oil field job to become self-employed. He has a clothing line, Flat Clothing, and he is the founder of Meanwhile in Saskatchewan, that kick-ass Facebook page you guys see floating around all the time.
All the time, yeah.
Why did you leave university and the oil field job to become self-employed and start doing what you do?
For no money.
For no money, yeah. When I left the oil field, I was actually potash, not quite oil, so it's a little bit easier work, but still. What I did, I was just getting sick and tired of the work, really, because it's physical labor. That's not, I could do it, but it wasn't where I wanted to be. So I figured I'd go and try school out and see what I could learn, and then start my own thing on the side.
So what exactly were you taking in school?
Business. I was in the business certificate program.
Nice.
Out in Moose Jaw.
And would you agree that being self-employed is harder work than the oil field?
It's different work. Still long hours, that's the same, but I'm not running around lifting things.
Not as physically hard.
Yeah, not as physically demanding, that's for sure.
Yeah. I know what that feels like though, right? Because you leave a job that you do work hard at, but then it's you work harder in a different way. Because when I left my job to be self-employed, it was, I work 12-hour days, but now I work 12-hour days, but it feels like I'm working
in front of a computer.
It's so much different.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
way different. Yeah. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, awesome. So tell us a little bit about what your business is. So you're involved with two businesses. So tell us a little bit about that right now.
It's really one business, just kind of two different names.
Fair enough.
Same concept, same idea, same goal.
What is the goal?
I'll start off with the why before I get into the what.
Cool.
So even growing up, I realized I was sad whenever I hear people talking down about Saskatchewan, because I was privileged enough to be able to go and travel with family and hiking and all this. So I knew all the hidden gems already. I knew what it was really like. It wasn't just flat and boring like everyone thinks it is along Highway 1. So
so true.
So pretty much growing up my whole life, it was just hearing people complain and bring Saskatchewan down and whatever. It's not that big of a deal, but it got to me eventually. And then I saw the Facebook page Meanwhile in Canada one day. Well, I've also always been, before I get into that, I've always been really interested in social media and just the internet in general. I've always wanted something. When I first saw YouTube, it blew my mind. I needed to be part of it. So I made videos.
What was your first channel called?
First, I was with me and my siblings. We call it Fatty's Big Chat 486. That's what it was called.
Nice. Is it still around?
No,
is there any videos?
Mysteriously deleted. But yeah, so what did I start off with? I don't know. I started off making videos, but I had no idea how to upload them or anything. So that's kind of how I started. Then eventually I figured it out and uploaded videos that did nothing. I got nowhere, of course, but I was also a child. But then even after a few attempts, I still kept with it. I was still super interested in YouTube and just the social world, internet world. And I remember in 2013, I think it was, I made the video that got me my first 1 million view video.
Wow,
which,
that's a lot of views.
I know, I was quite impressed with myself. But it was a fail compilation video. I didn't make it. I just took videos and put it together. And it did well. So that kind of filled my hunger, I guess, satisfied my hunger, because that was my goal since grade 4.
So you've always been into kind of making videos, and since YouTube came out.
Since YouTube, I was fascinated by it. I needed it. But so I had that, and I saw the opportunity for a Saskatchewan page, because I remember I would see bigger pages across Canada post a photo from Saskatchewan, and I'd be like, oh yeah, like sharing that. It was awesome. Like everyone sees Saskatchewan. And then I was like, well, I want more of this. Like I'll do it. So then I figured I'd start my own Meanwhile in Saskatchewan page, and then it just, I guess we needed one because it exploded.
Yeah, and like for anyone who doesn't know what Meanwhile in Saskatchewan Facebook page is, if you don't, you probably have seen a photo of it floating around. It's just
a meme or something.
Yeah, a meme. But it's like awesome pictures that are taken by Saskatchewan photographers of Saskatchewan, and gorgeous pictures that Wyatt's
shares.
Yeah,
I share.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you have some of them as admins on your page as well, right?
Yeah, I've got two, Ryan Wunsch and Jeff Wisniak. They've approached me, they approached me online a while ago, over a year ago now, and I just asked them if they wanted to be an admin on the page because they take amazing photos. So, and
how long has Meanwhile in Saskatchewan been up and running as a Facebook
Since,
page?
I think it was February of 2013, I think it was.
Oh, that's been a long time.
Yeah,
then.
it's been 4 years now.
Wow, and you guys have a solid following now?
Just under 85,000.
It's pretty awesome for Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like basically our whole internet population, I think.
Well, half my audience is out of province.
Yeah.
Half of it's in province. So
yeah, well, I think
more.
What is it? Regina has 130,000 active Facebook users,
Really?
somewhere around that goal. We've got 230,000 people and 130,000 active Facebook users. I don't know if they're active every month or not, but you've almost got all of Regina following you.
I'll get there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. You've been growing like crazy.
Yeah, it's been doing good.
So this wasn't your first page, though. I think I remember something like right out of high school. So to give some context, Wyatt and I went to high school together and played on a basketball team, grade 12, and
yeah, okay. I was gonna say played.
Played. No,
Wyatt
was.
I participated.
You got a few baskets there.
Honestly, I think I did.
You did. You hit a few. I think you had a 3-pointer.
No.
Well, you at least shot one. You at least tried.
I definitely shot
Yeah.
one. I don't know if it went in.
Let's not bring back the trauma, guys. Let's leave that in the past.
Yeah.
I was on the court a few times. I remember that.
But I remember hearing, like, after we graduated, we didn't really hang out too much right after we graduated, but I remember hearing kind of through the grapevine that you'd started this Instagram page. And it was about like these really cool pictures of wolves.
You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I started a wolf-themed Instagram page. Yeah,
it was really cool.
It exploded.
Yeah.
Did it?
Yeah. At the time, I thought it was going huge. I had 5,000, 6,000 followers. But then I started Meanwhile in Saskatchewan at the same time, or actually a little bit into that after I started the wolf page, and then Meanwhile in Saskatchewan was exploding even further. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to focus on Saskatchewan. Yeah. I kind of wish I stuck with it now, but because it could have been good.
That's kind of how business just goes, right? You follow what feels good and leave the rest behind.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's really cool. So I guess we've kind of found out the inspiration. So you just kind of wanted to bring more awareness around that Saskatchewan is actually a pretty cool place. So tell us a little bit how your clothing brand fits into that.
I was trying to think of Saskatchewan's second name. So, like another name for Saskatchewan, and of course, obviously, everyone says Saskatchewan's flat. And it's also associated with a negative thing. It's perceived as negative.
Sure.
So it's like, it's not that bad. Like, what's
bring
wrong
it back,
with it? Yeah.
put a positive spin on it.
And that, I also see that people, whenever I share photos and kind of mention that it's Saskatchewan's flat, there's so many people that they try to explain how it's not flat. Like, go up north, get off Highway 1 every time. So I see that pattern. And I was like, okay, well, people are already talking about it, and it's also good. It kind of starts a conversation almost with just because of that name, right?
Yeah, because I'm from Ontario, right? So I was born and raised in Toronto. Maybe I shouldn't say that on this show. People are gonna start hating me automatically. No, but I love
Saskatchewan's better.
Of course I love Saskatchewan. Yeah. Honestly, like been here since 2010, and I had that impression of it when I first came here. Like
you're like, oh, what? No trees.
The first thing I found out about was the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I watched a video on them the year before I came here. It was a fluke. We weren't even aware that we were moving yet, and I saw the Saskatchewan Roughriders. So I knew about the Riders, and I knew that Saskatchewan was flat. And so the stereotype, like for real exists out east, honestly.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
So-
absolutely.
It does.
And they have no idea, like no idea. There was no one showing it, right? So that was kind of the gap I wanted to fill.
Yeah, and in Regina, it kind of does look flat. But
Oh, yeah.
I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
oh,
You
yeah.
go to the Capel Valley, like
You
like you
drive-
drive 30 minutes outside of Regina.
40 minutes south of Regina,
Yeah.
you have the Blue Hills.
Yeah.
And honestly, approaching them, you're like, there's mountains right there. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's so true.
Well, we appreciate that you're doing that. I think both Sam and I talk to people in business and just out on the street and whatnot, and people ask why we live here and if we're planning on staying, and
I
it's
know.
a yes.
It's
Like
like,
Saskatchewan's
there's
great.
opportunity,
There's
so much
nothing wrong
opportunity
with
here.
living here. The people
No.
are friendly.
Like mountains don't make your life better. I'm sorry. Sorry to
It's
break
so
it to
true.
you.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't.
It makes for good pictures, but
Yeah.
then again, we have an unparalleled like sunset here. Literally,
Yeah.
nowhere in the world
Our
has the sunset
yeah.
like we do.
Our sky is like a new sky every day. Like
I know.
every evening, it's brand new.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome place. It's a show. No, but this is such an awesome place to be in right now, and I am actually representing his clothing brand, as is Wyatt. So this is a flat T-shirt. As you can see, they're super stylish, really comfortable. This is
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're
Not
really cool.
super fancy, but they're wearable as well.
Yeah, kind of like, you know, that kind of represents the people in Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
right? Like not everyone here is in business. A lot of us,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
we work in, we're farmers, you know, we work in construction, oil,
Everything.
and this is perfect for that because you can wear it out, you know,
Oh, yeah.
to
Well, it's
dinner
just- it's casual.
or yeah,
It's casual wear. And it's also, I'm trying to make flat a fun thing too. So I
Yeah.
want to make it, I don't know, look good too. And,
That's right. Saskatchewanians aren't fancy people.
Yeah.
by any
Not all
means.
of them.
Not all of them. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the social media journey that Flat and Meanwhile in Saskatchewan has had, where it started, and where do you want it to go?
Starting off, it was a little bit of a different strategy than I have now. I just focused on sharing as much as I could as fast as possible.
Content.
Too much, I'd say now, in today's world, I'd say it'd be too much. But also at that time, Facebook didn't have that filter or that block where it only shows it to like 5% of your audience. So when I was sharing it, it was going to everyone.
Everybody was seeing it.
And it was spreading fast that way, but I was also sharing multiple photos a day, which
Yeah.
might have actually helped because people were sending them in and I was sharing them that day, just one after another.
So the people who were sending it in essentially created the awareness for the page, right? Because they loved the fact
They
that
would
you
share
were
it?
sharing your
as,
photos.
as soon as they saw
Yeah.
their photo, they shared it, their family shared it.
Yeah.
And I also noticed once small towns were mentioned, that whole community gets involved in that post because now their communities shown across Saskatchewan,
Yeah.
which it never would anyway, or usually wouldn't.
It's really cool. Very
I've
cool.
seen that. And then Flat has just kind of followed along a little bit. Meanwhile, Saskatchewan definitely helps with it. Just when I share videos or whatever, I'll give it a nice boost with Meanwhile Sask. Starts it off. Like that video I did in the winter in January, when it's 0 degrees in January video.
Oh yeah, and you
Yeah.
had all those people just like with Slurpees and yeah,
That one,
short sleeve shirts. Yeah,
I think sharing it on Meanwhile in Saskatchewan definitely
yeah.
helped it get the reach that it did. And the views.
So, going back to Flat a little bit, does Flat Clothing have any ulterior motives here in Saskatchewan?
What do you mean by that?
Is there anything else that happens besides selling clothes?
Trying to get into donating to charities and kind of helping the community a bit. I've got one day lined up, or almost lined up in August possibly, where I'm going to be going around and cleaning up alleys with the North Central Community Association. I could be wrong on that, what they're actually called, but yeah, I
That's
got
really cool.
asked to help and do that, so I'm going to try help make the community better.
Very cool.
It's awesome. So social media is huge for businesses right now. Like I'm on social media, you're on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. How important is it for businesses that they have a presence on social media? Because it's
I think
it's
it's
yeah.
extremely important because that's where everybody is.
Yeah.
That's where you're spending your time, so you have to be there. Well, if you want to be seen, then that's where you should be.
Right, because our attention is no longer on TV commercials or
Absolutely.
on newspapers. It's completely on our phones, completely digitized, right? And
Yeah.
but like it's a bit tough because not everyone really knows what exactly to put out there, right? You take a video of
Yeah.
yourself. It's not like everyone wants to see a video of yourself explaining what your business is. So how do we do that?
You have to
effectively?
think that people don't want to watch you just because it's you. They want to watch you because you provide value for them. So like if you see a video on YouTube you're not just going to click it because you're like, oh, I'll give this guy a view. You're not going to do that. And it's a 30-minute video. No, not going to happen.
No.
You're going to click it because he's talking about something you need to learn, like how to set up a mic or how to make shirts, like anything. That's the only reason you're going to watch that video. Yeah. So that goes, like, as for Meanwhile in Saskatchewan, I'm giving them every day. I'm showing parts of Saskatchewan that you never see. So, and that's the value I provide.
Yeah,
and that's what people follow.
Business social media, I mean, if we can just recap that a little bit, it's providing people with stuff that they don't have, that they do need.
That they need.
Or that they want.
There were 3 things that you search for, that you use the internet for: entertainment, education, and I believe shopping was the other one. I could be wrong.
Fair enough.
So if
Sounds right.
Yeah. So you have to think of, are you sitting in one of those categories? Entertainment. They're quite broad, but if you're not doing any of those, then you're pretty much.
What are you?
You're pointless.
Yeah. So if you had any advice for a young entrepreneur or somebody that was just up and coming, what would you tell them?
Depends on what kind of industry they're in. If they were doing what I'm doing, I definitely push make them do, or advise them to do research, more research, and just kind of pay attention to what you're posting, what you're sharing, what the audience is doing, what they're saying in the comments, engage with everyone.
You seem to be really involved, right?
Yeah, you have to be really involved. I'll also
You have
say
to be
that.
involved in your business, no matter what it is, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everything. Every page you have, I think you need to be involved. Answer every comment, message for sure, messages, definitely.
And that goes for outside of social media too. I mean, answer your emails and your phone calls and talk to people in real life as well, right? Because that stuff's just as valuable.
Oh yeah, I would definitely agree.
Yeah, and okay, so I work in the financial industry, and I see a lot of people who want to start businesses every day, but a lot of it's a financial struggle. Because they don't necessarily have the money to just quit their job and start. Maybe they have a family, they don't want to go in debt, or maybe they are in debt. So at what point did you decide, okay, this is good enough for me to quit my job? And you don't need to go into too many details about that, but how did you like get to that point where you said, I feel comfortable enough now? Obviously oil is a good business, right? So you do make good money in oil.
It's good money, absolutely, but
yeah, but it's a risk nonetheless, right?
Oh, it was absolutely a risk, and I knew it was going to be a huge change. Well, since I graduated high school, I had that mindset of save as much as I can, and do something with it in the future. So after working in the oil field, or potash patch, we called it, working out there, I spent no money, so I saved everything. I had multiple roommates who basically paid my rent, and because I was renting the house, and then I had people under me, so I paid no rent. Saved everything, and then decided I was going to go to school, and at the same time I was like, well, I might as well make this clothing line that I always wanted to. So I think saving money for me, because I could have spent it on so many things. Houses, I could have spent it on a vehicle, I could have spent it on trips. I went on one trip, and I was actually I had to be convinced to go. I did not want to go, but it was a wedding, so I figured I should go.
So to any like 18-year-olds out there who are just graduating high school, it's like you could go right to university, or you could figure out what you want to do and then go to school, right? Like what you're doing right now. I would say just find the best. If you don't know, if you just want to go to school, maybe don't. Try finding the most paid job out there, and then
saving for a couple of years.
Save up, spend nothing, stay humble, and then once you know exactly what you want, because over time you'll figure it out. It'll come to you. Like me, I had no idea. Actually, in grade 12, I was set that I was going to be an electrician. And I'm far from that now. So things change.
That's really cool.
I mean, if I can just interject here, I started working in real estate about 2 years ago, and before I got my license, just 6 months previous to that, I had started working in a brokerage, and I was just working on their leads marketing management programs and whatnot. I had no idea I was going to be a realtor. I didn't have any money saved. I had no foot in the door for anybody or anything in this industry, and it was I'm going to sell a house or die mindset, and that's keeping me going now, and it got me as far as it did in my first year. So you just really got to put your nose down and work hard and you'll be okay.
Yeah, some people are under the impression that being self-employed is easy because you get to wake up whenever and go to work whenever.
You're
Oh
a
my
boss.
goodness,
No, it's
sorry.
not.
It's not easy, right? Like all three of us, you know, like we've been self-employed for you've been almost a year now. For me, it's been like 1 year as of July 1st, and then you've been for 2 years.
2 years.
It's harder work, much harder work to be self-employed, but it's so much work.
It's more of a mental game than,
Yeah.
than I thought.
It is.
Which is awesome. I love that mental exercise.
Yeah.
I enjoy that.
The oil field and
Potash,
physical
yeah.
work is
Physical work.
physical work,
Yeah, it's
right? But
physical.
this stuff is like thinking and problem solving, and I mean your eyes hurt from sitting in front of the computer for so long every day, right?
Yeah.
Keeping up with the right mindset too.
Yeah, self motivation is a big thing. Getting out of bed in the morning.
That 80-20 rule. Have you ever heard of that? 80% mindset, 20% work.
Yeah. It's so true though, like, and it sounds super cliche because you
does.
see all these like
It is,
posts
though.
on social media and stuff, but they're actually there and they hit home for a reason.
Cliche for a reason.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it really works. You know, you
Oh,
do
yeah.
have to put in more than the 9 to 5. You do have to always be working, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was at a wedding over the weekend and I have business cards on me just in case that conversation. And I'm like, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's
You gotta
awesome.
take
Yeah.
advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's networking, right? That's working smart, I think.
I agree.
Being prepared, absolutely.
Yeah.
Nothing
You
wrong with
bet.
that.
You
Yeah.
bet.
Awesome, Wyatt. Well, it's been really cool to have you on our show, and thank you for also donating one of your shirts that we're going to give away. And what you have to do to win this shirt is like our Facebook page. Okay,
Smash the like
yeah,
button.
smash smash that like button. You got to share this video, and we will then enter your name into a draw to win one of Flat Clothing's shirts
of your
or-
choice.
Yeah, of
you
your
get to
choice.
choose
That's
and
really
choose the
generous.
right size.
Yeah,
Right.
choose the right size. We're gonna do one generic large shirt to anyone.
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's actually an extra small.
Male or female, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, not at all, not at all. And we do have shirts for women and men. Right?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
V-necks, crew-necks,
Yeah, all
fitted.
sorts. Check it out. He's got a store on his
Do you have
website.
a website?
I do have a website, yeah. I've got meanwhilesaskatchewan.ca. Right now it's made for local businesses that they can post their products on the site and sell right from there. I do have a big update, major update coming hopefully soon, so it'll be a little bit easier to do all that. Right now it's a little bit confusing, but it's getting
Right.
fixed. It's getting fixed. It's going to be
Yeah.
better.
Awesome.
And then the flat, does that have a website?
It's on Meanwhile Saskatchewan. You'll be able to find it there in the
Gotcha.
store.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, in the meantime, check out Wyatt's stuff and follow the Inside Regina Project on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.